Additive-free tequila has 3 ingredients: water, yeast, and agave. And if you want great agave, you know you should ask the farmer. My name's Joshua.
And I'm Drake, and we're going to teach you a little something about tequila.
Drake, today I want to tell you about the Fonseca family.
Fonseca family?
Fonseca family. 5 generations of agave farmers in Mexico.
That's a lot of generations.
That's a lot of generations. It's one more than 4 in the generation count.
You're really good at math.
You know, it's one of my things. So, as a family, they've been growing agave plants for years and taking those agave plants, selling them to different distilleries all around Mexico to make tequila of all things.
Okay.
So they've been growing agave for 5 generations in Mexico and selling it to distilleries throughout the country to make tequila. When they decided to make their own tequila, they decided they didn't want to just, you know, take a whole field and make a Blanco or things like that. They wanted to be a little more specific. Okay. Now imagine if right here in the Midwest, you went to somebody's house for dinner and they had corn as one of the sides. And it came from a can of corn. I'm sure it's a perfectly fine product.
Exactly.
It's corn. You know, if you go into a farmer's market and you're gonna buy some for your house, you get some that somebody picked and they brought the whole field and they sold out of the back of their pickup truck and you're like, this is really good, this is fresh corn. Probably better than what came in the can.
Of course.
But imagine if you were going to a farmer's house who actually grows corn, and instead of just picking it randomly, he went out in the fields, or she went out in the fields, and picked ear by ear by ear, and the right ones that seemed just the ripest and the readiest to be eaten. That's gonna be the best corn product you're ever gonna have.
Oh, of course. I mean, if you're growing the product, you're gonna know which ones out there are gonna be the best.
Exactly which one's out there. So this is what this family does, is they go field to field and say, you know what, we want this plant and this plant and this plant, and they hand select every single one that goes into their Blanco, their Reposado, and their Añejo tequilas.
They're going the extra mile for this.
Absolutely, and the reason they're doing that is because they want to really put the history of the product in and take care of the people who help build them up. The name Don Fulano, you know what that comes from?
I do not.
Well, you're going to now.
Ooh.
Don means the boss. So when you see what gangster movies and things, they use the term Don for the boss. And Fulano means man of uncertain origin. So what they're really talking about is the people who worked in the fields for them for all those years, who helped grow the agave and harvest the agave and bring it in. They wanted to dedicate their brand to their people who worked for them. So instead of naming it after themselves, they named it after basically the people who were their bosses and worked for them for all those years.
That's fantastic. I love that.
So as I was saying, this is certainly one of my favorite tequilas. It's what's at my house right now. If you were to be in the kitchen of the binning house, on the counter is a bottle just like this, but it's just about this full.
Had a few pours.
I might have had a few pours about it. You know, I just love the viscosity. I think it has a fantastic mouthfeel, and the Reposado is the exact same way. You know, I'm just a big fan.
I wholeheartedly agree. I love the minerality that comes out of it. It's soft and it's silky. It's fantastic.
So if you'd like to try this product, stop right into here, Lucha Cantina. If you want to hear more about tequilas and different things you can learn, follow our page. And you know what? Stop in and see us. We'll have a drink together. Cheers.
Salud.